Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Healing Lake Fellowship Church. My name is George Janacek. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us. So there was a young minister that was assigned to serve at a suburban church. When he arrived at the church, much to his dismay, one of the parishioners had their dog with them. The young minister was polite, asked the man to please take the dog outside, so which he complied, took the dog outside, came back, took his seat. When the service was over, some of the deacons had scolded the dog owner, telling him that the dog had attended service with him for many years, and this man was a loyal member of the congregation. So later that afternoon, the young minister called on the dog owner and apologized. The dog owner replied, "It's all good, Reverend. Actually, it turned out the way it was supposed to. I wouldn't have wanted my dog to hear your sermon for all the dog treats in the world." So hopefully that's not the case today. Hopefully I won't bore you or your dog. Okay. For you dog owners, and I'm not intending to exclude other people that have other pets, but I got to say, you dog owners, aren't dogs amazing? They're just absolutely wonderful pets. Is there anything on this planet that loves life as much as a dog? Probably not. Not only are they incredible friends, but they provide love and companionship in most cases. They also provide us humans with much needed assistance in the form of emotional support or service animals. Unfortunately, that was not always the case. During biblical times, dogs were actually considered scavengers. They were not regarded as pets, and therefore were not well loved. To be called a dog meant someone was considering you an evil person or someone who was deceitful. In those days, dogs often ran wild, ran in packs, and ate dead bodies of other animals for food. Fortunately for us, dogs became domesticated. There's a lot of theories out there actually when dogs became domesticated, but fortunately for us, they have. So what I want to talk to you about today really is spiritual lessons we can learn from dogs. So let's start with, let's not be judgmental. Matthew 7, verse 1 says, "Judge not, that you not be judged." Dogs don't judge us. Not by the color of our skin, not by our sexual orientation, or to be politically correct now, by our pronoun. They don't judge us by our weight, our gender, job, how much money we have, our appearance. You're having a bad hair day, dog doesn't care. Didn't shower for 2 days, I probably won't come near you, but your dog doesn't care. Maybe you're having one of those, why does my life suck kind of days. We all have them. You know, some days you're the fire hydrant, other days you're the dog. So I know somebody's sitting there going, "Oh please, am I going to have to listen to 20 minutes worth of corny jokes?" Absolutely not. I'm only going to be here for 15. So what dogs rely on is our actions. Isn't that what we should be doing to everybody else? Judging people by their actions instead of the color of their skin or what they look like? So don't be judgmental doesn't mean we can't discern between right or wrong, or if something is true or not. But unfortunately, we sometimes categorize people without knowing their motives or their circumstances. Now, I can't believe they came to church dressed like that. I can't believe that person did that. Dogs don't do that. Again, they discern whether we're good or bad by our actions. Another thing we can do is be mindful. So what exactly does that mean? That's a nice big fancy word. What does being mindful mean? Well, what mindfulness is being in the present moment and being engaged in what you're doing. Humans tend to have complex thoughts rolling around in their brain, and trying to turn these thoughts off is all but impossible. What am I going to have for dinner? Why hasn't anybody responded to my email? Did I forget to send it? Why did my partner say that? We wind up working ourselves into a frenzy and don't even know what's going on around us. Dogs, on the other hand, live in the moment. Oh, look, grass. I love grass. Look at that stick. Isn't that stick excellent? Squirrel! Dogs have mastered the art of being mindful. Being mindful can help reduce stress and anxiety and depression and help you regulate your emotions. When we are not mindful, we often speak without thinking, bad habit of mind, and allow emotions to get out of control. So let me ask you, have you ever driven to work and had no idea how you got there? All of a sudden you're sitting in the parking lot and you go, what just happened? Where did I go? Okay. Lydia would probably say she meditated during that time. But yeah, I've been there. Okay. So being mindful means you're taking responsibility for everything you think, say, and do. There's a parable about a young monk, and he asked an older monk what the key to enlightenment is. The old monk looks at him and replies, wash your bowl from breakfast. So the young monk races to the kitchen, washes his bowl, comes running back, waiting for the wise old words of the old monk. And the old monk looks at him and says, wash your bowl from breakfast. So what happened is, enlightenment is achieved through mindfulness. So the young monk must be 100% in the moment while doing something as simple as washing a bowl. Dogs live in the present. Most of the meditations I have led here are mindfulness meditations because it brings you to the present. Be in the moment. Be mindful. Another one of the amazing things about dogs is that regardless of the abuse they have gone through, with a little love and care, they can be rehabilitated. They can be put through brutal things and still bounce back and have a happy life. They have the ability to leave the past in the past. We humans have a tendency to want to hang on to the past. Problem is, we can't move forward if we're keeping the past in the present. Time to let it go. Sometimes our past is filled with hurtful things. Maybe you're like me, you're the child of a divorce. Maybe you've been divorced yourself. Maybe you've been physically or emotionally abused. The only thing you can change about the past is how you view it. We need to stop living in the rearview mirror. My favorite line from Lion King. I'm assuming everybody's seen the movie. There's a segment in there where Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba all meet for the first time. And Simba is complaining about his past. And Timon looks at him and says, "You got to put your past in your behind." So the thing we need to understand is that our past does not define us. It may shape who we are, but it doesn't define who we are. Doesn't matter where you've been, only matters where you're going. So leave your past in your behind. Learn to express gratitude. Being happy really comes down to focusing on what you have instead of what you don't have. Be grateful. For us humans, that's a little easier said than done, isn't it? That's because we're wired to take the good things for granted and complain about what we don't have. Dogs don't do that. You feed a dog, they act like it's the first time they've ever seen food. With our dog, Tiger Lily, all you got to do is say, "You want to go for a ride?" She's at the door in a shot. Whether you're gone 5 minutes or 5 days, they greet you at the door with their tail wagging like it's the first time they've seen you. So let me ask you now, when was the last time you greeted your partner at the door when they came home? Even without your tail wagging. I know at times in my life I become complacent. Lydia will walk in the door, say hi. I'll be sitting on the couch with the phone. She'll go, "Hi, honey." I'll go, "Huh?" You know, it's easy to do when we have hectic lifestyles. Yet in reality, complacency is a type of laziness. So we need to remind ourselves that we have a lot to be grateful for. The big things and the little things. Dogs remind us that even though something may be routine, we should take time to appreciate it. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18 says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." So, what is part of the formula for happiness? Being grateful for everything you have. Not everything in life is going to be perfect. Not everything we do is going to be successful. We need to appreciate what life has given us. So choose your thoughts and your outlook on life carefully. Being grateful is not about what you're receiving. It's about giving thanks. Learn to show people around you that you appreciate what they do for you. Always smile, because guys, makes you more handsome. Ladies, makes you more beautiful. Learn to forgive. Very important lesson we can learn from dogs. Have you ever tried to close a door and you heard that yelp, and then you realized you just closed the door on their tail or another part of their body? Within a few seconds, the dog is already wagging its tail. Dog already forgave you while we're standing there still feeling horrible about what we did. If you didn't give your pet a treat, are they still angry with you the next day? Within a few moments, your dog is already back to happy. How about you? You hang on to those bad feelings when you've been hurt? You can exercise one of two options. You can hold on to it and be miserable, or you can learn to forgive. Holding on to it weighs you down emotionally and affects you physically. You are the only one who will suffer. Dogs get it right. Learn to forgive and choose to be happy. These are only a few of the lessons we can learn from dogs. But please remember that no matter what we learn from them, we are only human. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Feel free to go home, find a sunny spot on the floor, take a nap. God bless you and have an amazing day.